John. We are back for the second half of the show. We've got a great guest for you guys tonight. Isn't that right, John?
It is correct, Dan.
I noticed my head made a shadow on your face when I went like that.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
I can block your face out.
I'm always living in your shadow, Dan.
Makes me feel big, John.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyway, without further ado, our next guest is a very talented artist all the way from the United States of America, and he has come to Winnipeg for the Comic-Con weekend to display some of his work. Give it up for the very talented artist, Nigel Sade. Woo!
Seat.
Well, you have huge hands, Nigel.
Well,
I
try.
Yeah,
I'm
those
here
things,
to help.
You could like choke anything to death with that. Like, you
know,
could probably grab like a rhinoceros and just crunch him.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, that's fair. Totally fair.
You know. I mean,
I guess first things first. You are clearly a pirate.
well, you know, after fashion.
Yeah.
So,
Where does the pirate stuff come from?
actually, it's my mom's side of the family. Which is odd, I know.
She's a
You know,
talented
but
pirate.
No. She was. Her last name's Rogers, and so like every company, every company that comes out of my family has been Jolly Roger this, Jolly Roger that, and so when I started my studio, I was like, I want a skull and crossbones for my logo too.
Yeah.
And so here we are.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta tell you, it's great. You know, most people wear regular pants, and I just gotta say, that
No,
is
no,
boring.
these are my favorite pants, actually.
Really?
Yeah, they are. They are.
Where do you get pirate pants?
You
from?
know,
How do you find those?
I find that they have to be given to you by another person.
By another
You don't.
pirate?
You don't buy them from any. It's a long story. Well, actually, not really. I have a friend that came up and said, "Hey, man, you should have these pants."
I wish I had more friends like that.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, it's. I have a remarkable amount of clothing that comes about that way.
You have lots of cool stuff like.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what
have a
is- what is
spoon
that?
and a bosun's whistle and
A whistle.
yeah.
What kind of whistle is
It's
it?
a bosun's whistle.
What's a bosun's whistle?
You know that thing where it goes. Yeah, it's like that.
Would that ruin the
Yeah.
audio if we did that?
No, I can't do it. I can't. And not to mention, as much as I may have tried in the past, you can't reach it. So.
We've all tried.
Right.
All tried this.
It's a thing.
Love the whistle. Yeah.
It's safer that way. You
Been a
know.
lot of time.
Yeah.
Anyway, now you are in town for Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
have some excellent artwork
Well, thank
that
you.
you've been displaying, which we will check out in a couple minutes. But
Okay.
how have you found it? How was the weekend?
Oh, no, I've been a guest of C4 for. Which I think is a really weird name.
Yeah.
Because you guys are all so
Yeah,
nice.
isn't that explosives?
Yeah, it's right. It's an explosive, you know.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of explosions that go on there.
No, Canada's pretty low on
Yeah.
explosions.
I love Winnipeg. Like I said, we come up here every year, and everybody's just, you're nice. I mean, every last one of you is too nice.
Well,
I think.
I read a story in the Free Press about how someone came back
Yeah.
a year later.
Yeah.
to-
No.
What was the story?
Well, it was several years ago. We had a good show, and somebody wanted to buy some artwork, but they were running low on cash. And I was like, listen, you know what? Whenever you get back to and you get some money together, just go ahead and send me it through PayPal or something like that, and we can just do it that way. And they did, which doesn't happen in the
Took
United
it
States.
first, and then they
Yeah, they took it. I
actually
let them
paid you
take it
at
home, and then it was like 3 days later. I got
Remarkably
this
honest.
this PayPal thing that said, "Hey, you got $40 or whatever it was," and yeah. But no, the story that they're talking about was a gentleman who last year did the same thing, because like every time that I do this in Canada, they always pay me. Seriously,
And
it's
not
like
in
a
the
game.
States?
It's like a game. No. In the States, if they go, "Can I just PayPal you that later?" That means, fuck you. You will in fact
taking this.
never get your money, and you're a sucker. So, but no, here it's never once. I've done it probably about 10 or 20 times now in the years that I've been back, and last year this gentleman had done the same thing, and I think like maybe a month or two later, I was like, oh man, maybe I've actually for the first time been screwed
The
by a
goodwill is
Canadian.
run
Yeah,
out,
the goodwill's
yeah.
run out. And then this year, we're at the table, and this guy runs up all excited. He's like, "I owe you money," and I'm like, "What? You do?" Because I'd completely forgotten about it. I had no idea. And he's like, "Yeah, I owe you $40 for this piece of artwork that you gave me." And I was like, "Okay." And my son, who's also an
Successful pirate.
well, he's well, yeah, not yet. You know, I mean, give him time. Give him time. He'll come through. But no, he's like, "Oh yeah, you remember the guy from last year?" And I was like, "No, I don't." And he's like, yeah, he owed us some money. And so, yeah, he paid it to us. At any rate, my fiance, Sarah Wilkinson, who's right over there. Hi, honey.
Hello, honey.
So, was doing an interview with the Free Times. And she was telling the story about that. And they just, they packed up all of their stuff. They, ran over to my table. And they're, snapping photos all over the place. And they're like, "We're going to do a story on you." And I was like, "You guys are awesome." Yeah. You know? I mean, seriously. In the States, if someone hasn't been killed, then we don't talk about it.
On the note of your artwork, how did you get interested and working as an artist? 'Cause I know that's not an easy thing for a lot of people.
No,
work,
it's not. It's not. But well, I had gone to school for actually I went to school for genetics. Yeah, long story. Right. Went to school for genetics. I got a degree in philosophy, and then I became an artist. It's a story as old as the hills. So at any rate, yeah, it was. Don't ask.
Philosophy.
Yeah. Because I mean, you go to school and you take a bunch of classes and then you realize that you're running out of finance. Well, okay, not here. In the States, we pay for school.
We pay here too.
But we pay a lot of money. So about 7 years into my bachelor's degree, they had said, "Okay, seriously, you need to figure out what you're going to do here," because it was a toss. I had so many credits in philosophy, I had so many credits in fine art, and then also I had all these biochemistry courses that I was doing. I was doing research for some anti-AIDS stuff that, whatever. At any rate, and so as it came together, I ended up with a degree in philosophy, and then I put together a portfolio of artwork. And just I showed it in between. I was applying to grad schools, and I showed my artwork, and it just sort of took off. It was kind of weird. Actually,
we have some examples of some of your artwork. Maybe we can quickly have a look at them real quick here.
Yeah, can we get that artwork there?
Can we get that artwork? All right. So, what is this one called?
This one is called "Just Until I Can Afford to Be Happy." It's yeah.
I can relate.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a very popular piece.
I don't know if I'll
as
ever
you
afford
might.
that.
Yeah, but it's part of a series that I do called Modern Day Atrocities, and it's they're about love, but they're about how we fail to express love correctly.
And how about this one?
That one's about love. That one's about it's called Rebuttal to Modern Day Atrocities. It's kind of the crescendo of the series. It's what everybody is looking for. And it's the idea of having two people that grow together, and the concept of growing together becomes like two individuals that become a unit as itself, and this is what we want. This is the thing that we're going for. And there are 10 pieces total in the series. The other 9 pieces are sort of the cautionary tale of avoid these other 9 things, and you can get closer to doing that kind of a thing. This one is a whole nother series altogether called Cogito Ergo Advenio, which means I think, therefore I arrive. It's Latin. And it's about deriving beauty in places where beauty does not exist. I think the things that we desire aren't necessarily the things that are good for us. So.
Very good. Well, you know what? Thank you so much for dropping by. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but if anyone wants to find your artwork, where can they go?
NigelSade.com. You can go there. Or if you go to Facebook, it's facebook.com/Art of Nigel Sade. So.
Very cool. Nigel Sade, everybody. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we have run out of time once again, so thank you for joining us tonight. You were just waiting for that, Chris. I know it. But thank you for coming tonight. Chris and everyone else. So, very gracious for our audience. I would like to thank Nigel for being here tonight.
Thank you, sir.
very much.
Thank you,
Good
thank
job.
you very much. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
those hands,
I know.
they were made to swing a broadsword.
I
Yeah.
hope not. I hope not. I'm
Could have been like a
pacifist.
medieval warrior,
Well,
a successful one, you know? Just two-handing all the heathens out of the way. Anywho,
Yeah.
John, thanks for being here
Hey,
again.
no
You,
problem. I love coming
You're
here.
the light of my life.
That's great. It's really fun. Thanks
We
for
have
having me.
such great times together.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And,
And thanks to Rami Mays too.
yeah, Rami Mays, big thank you to her. I'm not sure if she's still up here. Very happy to have her. Also, thank you to our sponsors, Frame Arts Warehouse, who I'm not sure if they are still a sponsor, but I will continue to thank them. The King's Head Pub as well for giving us this lovely venue. And without further ado, I guess we should give a very warm round of applause for our musical guest, Canada.
Yeah.